Is this the future of gaming? From moronic NPCs, procedurally generated worlds, weird upscaled graphics, and a slew of bad games cropping up on Steam, AI is taking over gaming faster than ChatGPT could write the script. Am I right? Just kidding. This one's all me, yeah. But for many devs, it's either saving them a lot of time or literally costing them their jobs.
It's a fine line between shovelware and a really useful tool.
These aren't going to be games that people want to play necessarily, but it's something that can help people develop those skills really early on.
I don't know what to stand for because it helped me do something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to make games.
Is AI taking the soul out of gaming? Will we be writing prompts and have wonky games like this Slop from Microsoft churned out for us in the future? We're already at the point where fully rendered AI games can be processed in real time. From this nightmare version of Quake 2 to the janky Minecraft clone Oasis. Even speedrunners are freaking out.
Oh my goodness, what's that? What is that? Where am I? Wait, lava?
And it gets worse. We have Activision market testing fake Guitar Hero games using sloppy AI generated art and releasing clearly mid-journeyed Battle Pass assets in Black Ops 6 to voice actors going on strike to save their literal careers.
Yeah, I don't get a kick out of it at all. It's plagiarism software. And there's a literal strike going on about it right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
It's clear that generative AI is pissing a lot of people off. A survey among game devs found that 30% of them hate AI for reasons like IP theft, energy consumption, or simply just being replaced by ChatGPT. So is AI ruining gaming?
Yes, and no. It's complicated. In today's episode of Game Frame, we'll look at the good, the bad, and the downright fugly when it comes to AI and gaming. AI's been a part of gaming for a long time, from virtual opponents in Pong to the unbeatable Mike Tyson bot in Punch-Out. That guy. It has helped make games fresh and more exciting, and in the case of Tyson, freakishly hard. Now, to be clear, most of the AI people are shitting on is generative AI, stuff like this Slop, and for good reason.
Back in Christmas 2024, Activision put out community posts pushing their new events for their Zombies mode. However, eagle-eyed viewers noticed something wrong with our friend Necroclaws here. He had an additional finger. This isn't a botched surgery, this is the work of our friend, Mr. Midjourney. Fans online called out Activision and got complete silence. Instead, it pushed users to look deeper into the game. Suddenly, users started noticing that this wasn't just a one-time deal. Many paintings, loading screens, and marketing pictures were pointing to Activision using generative AI with no disclosure. It wasn't until nearly 3 months later that Activision finally admitted to using generative AI in the development of Black Ops 6. In the most vague way possible. Quote, "Our team uses generative AI tools to help develop some in-game assets." Yeah, thanks for that. And unfortunately, the trend doesn't end there. In the previous year, Wire reported that Activision had sold an AI-generated cosmetic without letting their players know. By the way, each bundle cost like $15 US. This was then overshadowed when Activision laid off around 1,900 staff members just a few short months later. Many of those laid off were artists. One anonymous Activision employee stated, "A lot of 2D artists were laid off, and remaining concept artists were then forced to use AI in the aid of their work." These massive layoffs were affecting many giant corporations like Google, Discord, and Riot Games. But the use of AI before and after make Activision's decision feel so much more dehumanizing.
And check out this photo here. Why are the speakers melting? Why is everyone sitting at a rock concert? What the f is going on? As much as I want Guitar Hero to come back, even in a mobile game form, the game straight up doesn't exist. It was released by Activision as a test marketing material. They did a quick AI gen to see if players were interested. AI bros on Twitter are already talking about making full-on demos made entirely by AI. We already know Ubisoft is infamous for putting out fake trailers and demos, but now this problem will only get worse. What games will even be real anymore?
Or game reviews. We're seeing a lot of AI-generated user reviews on Steam and Metacritic. One study found that the top 10 games show an average of 15% AI detected in reviews. Using Originality.ai's detector, it scored over 89,000 Steam reviews from over 137 games, mostly top releases, and hilariously enough, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe had the most AI reviews. I mean, that is kind of delightfully fitting and ironic for a game whose sole purpose is to mess with you psychologically. And Hogwarts Legacy seems to have a lot of AI incantations in the mix too. The detector looks for repeated phrases among reviews and other bot-like behavior. And most of these AI reviews are positive, with 68% recommending these games.
But I gotta say, this isn't necessarily a problem with gaming itself. Instead, it speaks to fake bot comments that are just taking over the internet.
And it's affecting everyone, including small channels like us.
We're looking at you, stay away from red. Fuck you. I know, he's gonna fucking come from my kidneys.
What is real is Activision's greed. As much as I love fragging noobs in Black Ops 6, there's an insidious addictive quality to this game that has kept me up way too late and rage quitting matches. I'm talking about SBMM. No, not that. No, skill-based matchmaking. It's a AI-driven system that was patented by Activision with the sole purpose of driving microtransaction purchases. Yep, you can see it right here on the Google patents. Let me just quickly read a note here. The system may include a microtransaction arrange matches to influence game-related purchases. For instance, the system may match a more expert/marquee player with a junior player to encourage the junior player to make game-related purchases of items possessed/used by the marquee player. I mean, wow, okay.
Now, this is not a new concept. It's been around since 2008 when id Software's John Carmack implemented a system to judge the player's skill level in Quake Live servers. Back then, it was about making the multiplayer experience more fun. But Activision, as they commonly do, made it about money. So how does AI play into this? Well, it's taking all that real-time server data and using AI-driven algorithms to find the most effective way to make you want to buy the latest dorky, overpriced weapons or skins. Like putting you in a lobby with prestiged out players, sniping your KD ratio down so much that you blame it on your lack of TMNT swag. Yeah, I'll battle pass on that one. Anyone?
Okay, you're done. You're done.
Seriously?
Get out of here. Get out of here. You're done. Yeah, I'll battle pass on. To make matters worse, it's given a backdoor for streamers to abuse the system and join what they adorably call bot lobbies, where they find casual players new to the game and completely dominate them. This is done using what's known as two-boxing, where players start a match with a low-rated account with one machine and invite your camoed out main account in the lobby. As the match starts, the fake noob account leaves, leaving your godlike prestige 1000 main account to pick off beginner players with unfair ease. So if you think you just really suck at the game because all these YouTubers are getting nukes faster than North Korea, well, chances are they're just gaming the system.
Speaking of bots, Marvel Rivals has been found to add bots whenever players have lost a few games. And it's not a big number. After only 2 consecutive losses, your chances of being put in a bot lobby skyrockets. Players noticed that this only happens in quick play and found that you can confirm it yourself by checking their levels and profiles. If they tend to be a lower level with restricted access on their profile, you're probably fighting AI to help you feel better. Damn, that's why I got so good at Moon Knight. NetEase has not confirmed that this is happening, which makes some players even more frustrated about the deception. But it's all for giving you a good morale boost, right?
All right. This is a lot of hate. Can we talk about the good?
Let's go.
AI has given us procedurally generated environments to explore, like in No Man's Sky or Spelunky. We have complex narrative systems like in Cyberpunk or Baldur's Gate 3, so you can romance whoever you like. And even real-time adaptive difficulty like in Resident Evil 4, so even your grandpa stands a chance against El Gigante.
I got that dog in me.
Hey, it's that dog.
On the flip side, you have AI making Souls-like bosses so impossibly hard that you cry yourself to sleep. I'm looking at you, promised consort Radan. Games like Elden Ring and many others are using machine learning systems known as genetic algorithms that mimic natural selection in nature by helping NPCs evolve, overcome obstacles, and develop traits. I bet you Darwin would crush at this game.
Sports games like the FIFA franchise are using dynamic difficulty adjustment, or DDA, using algorithms that observe my shoddy soccer skills and make the game a little bit easier or harder if you're the Messi of esports. This includes tweaking how well you can pass, slowing or speeding up opponents, and altering the physics of the game in real time. They've even developed a player personality system that makes the NPCs have unique behaviors, playstyles, and emotional reactions to uncalled for yellow cards. It's all getting way too real.
AI also helps us have crispier graphics and higher frame rates with pretty impressive results. Well, for those that have graphics cards that can support this, but sometimes it's a little too noticeable.
And behind the scenes, AI is actually helping game testers find bugs and glitches faster with extensive real-time data mining. I mean, I still don't know why so many games get released as buggy messes. Star Wars Outlaws. But later on, we'll look at why too many AI systems can sometimes do more harm than good.
And it gets trippier. NVIDIA unveiled a tech demo recently for their ACE system in the game Mecha Break, letting you talk to an NPC real time while being guided on what to do, adding key story beats, and getting you hyped up for your mech. I mean, if this makes it into GTA 6, well, a lot of marriages will be on the line. Imagine being able to chat with NPCs in real time in games like Fallout or Mass Effect. No longer will we have crappy dialogue, instead, it'll come from us. We'll be the creeps and flirt with all the sexy GTA 6 strippers.
And with NVIDIA's RTX remix system, they're quickly remastering old classics like Half-Life 2 by adding 3D depth to 2D textures, using neural networks that can add realistic lighting without significantly bogging down frame rates. So, Valve, if you're listening, can we please make this remake a reality? Please? Please?
Other devs have worked on making AI more of an individual experience with games like Suck Up. You have to talk directly into your mic and the game converts that recording into text, and AI responds to it.
I twerk in their music videos and it brings them in millions of views. We can work together.
It's a clever way of giving dynamic gameplay, but unfortunately it's a subscription model because the developers have to pay for server fees. So you only get 40 to 50 hours worth of AI responses before you need to pay again. It's an unfortunate necessity.
As for indie devs, it's empowering a lot of people to finally build a functional game. We chatted with a bunch of them at Toronto's Game Expo to learn more. And well, it's safe to say their feelings about AI were pretty mixed.
I mean, a lot of people have heard about fishing with dynamite. Fishing Roulette asks the question, what if the fish already had dynamite in them?
I'm Connor Dobbin. I'm one of the game programmers that worked on this project.
So we're also talking about AI in gaming. Where do you see it going, or what's your maybe general stance first on it?
I consider it a tool. It has its uses. It still needs that human interaction with it. But I don't think a game made without any human influence will ever have the same appeal that games do now.
So we're here with
Eric
from Renita, and this beautiful game of a jumping frog. As an artist, maybe, how do you feel about people like having a library of pixel art, for instance, being scanned and learned upon from the model? Do you have any qualms with that, or are you open to that?
To be honest, I do believe that art should be respected towards people. Like, if it's your art, it shouldn't just be taken for an AI model to learn. That's wrong. It might seem a little bit kind of like hypocritical because I am like using like libraries of coding, right? But a lot of programmers that just tell me like, hey, that's already online. Like, you use your programming skills to do something that is very specific for you. But when it comes to art is very personal, right? Like, you're putting a lot of emotions, you're putting like yourself there, right?
I'm Eric Cousins. I'm, I guess, the UX designer and like project manager on this game. If you're using AI to do things that you can't do for code, that's great, I think, because it enables people to make stuff that they don't have the expertise to make. It's a fine line between shovelware and a really useful tool.
Yeah, so my name's Sean Browning. I'm the main game developer of Retronto. It's just like a game about living in Toronto, trying to pay up your rent, work odd jobs, explore the city, and meet different people.
How do you feel about AI and gaming? Just like in the gaming industry in terms of like coding or visuals or voice act?
It feels like there's a lot of people that are still using AI in very shallow ways. You know, they're seeing more of it as a quick buck kind of mechanism rather than like another tool. You know, it's like people used to have to actually handwrite books before until the printing press came along, but we still have a long way to go determining where it fits in regards to art, in regards to like movies. Like, I don't know if you all saw that Ghibli stuff. That is man, the discourse online of that is nuts.
Others shared a similar perspective where AI acted like a coding coach.
Quickly tell us what game you've created and stuff like that.
Chess Ultimate. Download it for free on Steam, iOS, and Google Play. I use AI to code sometimes. I think it's helpful. It's faster than looking up the documentation or going to Stack Overflow, in my opinion. So I like it for that.
Are you using like ChatGPT and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I'm too lazy to look up any other ones, really. Like, I heard like Grok and I don't know.
I just started doing some pixel art. I'm a pixel artist myself. And then I started using ChatGPT to do the basic programming here and there. Kind of taught me also how to program. But everything that is done with all the heavy lifting of all the programming, all the coding, all that stuff was 100% ChatGPT. Also with Unity, helping with publishing, like I didn't know how to do absolutely anything. Describes everything how to do it. So yeah, it's pretty much ChatGPT was Employee of the Month or the year at this point, yeah.
Hi, my name is Jason. I'm one of the developers on Botanica, a 2D platformer. We've been working on this for 2 years now, since high school. We launched just last week, March 21st. Personally, I see it as something that can be very useful as a tool. For programming support, very helpful in a lot of ways. If you know what you're doing, you can actually use it in a way that like plays that supportive role. On the artistic side, it's not great at making final products, and I'll be entirely honest, even if it was like useful, people don't like it from market side, so there's no good reason for us to actually pursue it. But on conceptualization side, on like just in terms of playing a support role, there's a lot of use cases that sort of make AI attractive as an option, just to streamline processes.
Have you used AI for anything other than coding stuff?
I tried doing it for music, but I didn't like what it made, so I just made my own music.
Damn.
And then for art, yeah, like same thing. Like I think I can come up with better myself.
I do use like AI to help me code.
Yeah.
See, I'm more of an artist. Like all the Pixar in the game is mine, all the animations.
That's awesome.
But in regards to like trying to code things out, I have tried coding things before AI was a big deal, and I was so slow and buggy on everything I'd make, and it would make me lose a lot of motivation. But AI is really, like working with ChatGPT has really helped me try to formulate how to actually build my game out, but it does have its caveats. I'm excited, you know, I don't want to be a hypocrite. It's helped me immensely, and I like to keep supporting using it, but you got to be careful, and you got to be respectful of it.
Yeah.
I have programmer friends that used to use AI or like AI generated assets to help them make their games, who are now working with artists who used to use AI to help augment their programming. I think at a fundamental level, they understand that a human element is also better than whatever the AI is able to provide them. And so, like, the end goal ultimately still ends up being making those human teams, human connections, human games.
For us, all these games look fantastic, and they've used AI in a controlled way that doesn't take any of the human charm out of the picture.
But with great convenience comes a whole bunch of garbage, like this.
Oh my god, this looks so
There you go, now just keep...
Looks like you're just following inventory. That's
My
kind of
brain
odd.
is kind of screwing with me here. Unfortunately, Steam is littered with cheaply made AI-built shovelware looking to make a quick buck. And let me tell you, these things are rough.
Kill me, trapped in.
It looks like a Ninja Turtle.
It does.
What kind of Ninja Turtle you are? This has caused a lot of mistrust in gamers. Many users noticed how the recent Steam Next Fest back in March was littered with games with clearly AI assets and those telltale Balenciaga AI faces. But how is that even allowed? At first, Valve was worried about the potential legal issues involving AI games trained on copyrighted works. But as of January 2024, they implemented an AI disclosure system to determine if any content is pre-generated without any use of illegal or infringing content, or live generated. any kind of content created with AI tools while the game is still running.
The good part of it is this: indie devs who used AI to help make their dream game have a fair shot. The bad part, the oversaturation of wannabe devs trying to make a quick buck will make genuine human-made games harder to find and stand out. But many think the cream will rise to the top. Nevertheless, with Steam's ruthless rating system and a general distaste for anything AI, even honest devs using real artists are getting called out. For example, when Super Authentic Studios dropped its trailer for Catly, that weird cat accessorizing game at the 2024 Game Awards, a lot of people freaked out, claiming it was AI-generated cat. It seems to be the go-to insult these days.
Your shirt is so AI. Your mom is AI.
Sadly, we're seeing this among every creative art form, with the blood, sweat, and tears of illustrators, composers, and coders being devalued with every bad Midjourney or Sora prompt. Some of the content is genuinely fun, but it's a slippery slope. The developers of Catly responded to the allegations, claiming there was absolutely no AI or crypto NFTs in the game. Just a bunch of cute cats with silly little outfits. Wild to hate, guys. So, as you can see, there still needs to be a lot of human input to make a good AI game, as is the case with AI art and AI music. While it does simplify the process, it's not exactly reinventing the wheel. And most people, including NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, believe it's never gonna fully replace human devs. More like Jensen wrong. We'll check in the next 5 years about that, Jensen.
One of the companies exploiting AI the most right now is Ubisoft. French-Canadian watchdogs of the gaming industry have found some AI hacks of their own to help their bottom line. They recently developed the NPC speechwriting tool called Ghostwriter AI, created by their in-house studio La Forge to speed up the lengthy process that usually takes a narrative team of humans months to develop. We're talking about writing the thousands of random bits of dialogue you hear when walking through a crowd known as barks.
Keep dreaming, you dumb cur!
With Ghostwriter AI, narrative designers and scriptwriters use it to generate a first draft of these barks. It can produce a variety of dialogue choices based on certain in-game events and motivations.
Now, I can see how this is valuable in many situations. If anything, it's a tool to get the ball rolling, and at the very least, there's still some human interaction and quality control. The more the scriptwriters accept the AI's bark generation, the more the machine learns what style of dialogue makes the most sense. What used to be a repetitive task that could take months now can get done in weeks. Their justification? It gives them more time to finesse cutscenes.
Oh, like these gems from Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Yeah, right. Ubisoft's bark might actually have more bite. Just ask game developer Ed Coates. I feel so sad and powerless. Don't be fooled by their claims of support. This is exactly how it starts. They're clearly testing the waters with the small stuff before rolling out more aggressive forms of AI. This work could have created a job for a junior.
As Ed put it, this could just be a stepping stone to a far bigger problem for the industry. From fewer to worse paying jobs, diminishing returns in quality game narratives, to just a lot of boring, bloated, recycled dialogue that pales in comparison to what a talented human writer can come up with.
So what? You are here.
And this isn't just a problem for writers.
Remember that big acting strike in 2023? Well, it's still ongoing, and a lot of the people on the picket lines are beloved voice actors that were and still fighting to keep the entire job of voice acting a reality. Just ask Roger Clark, known for his fantastic work as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead 2. There has been an influx of poorly done memes using his voice, including this dorky Old Town Road remix.
Nobody just quick at gunslinging.
Among many others.
When it's used to replicate, either characters or real people without consent or permission, that's not a difficult stance for me. I'm dead against it.
EA has been egregious enough to ask their French team of 31 voice actors for Apex Legends to accept an agreement that their voice work would be used to train an AI system that would eventually replace them. One of whom, Pascal Chemin, posted an angry rant on Instagram rallying her fellow voice actors to refuse these terms. She had already been working on the game as a voice actor for over 6 years. The sad reality is, the work is drying up for a lot of voiceover artists in the gaming industry, making legal agreements like these hard to say no to, unless you're Troy Baker.
The whole AI thing, I hate it. It's only gonna get better. So right now is the time to protect creative, people.
And these opinions are pretty widespread. Back in April 2025, Xbox released a demo of Quake 2 that was made entirely through its AI tool called Muse. It's playable on their website, although playable is definitely a generous term. When Xbox first showed off Muse, they paired it with Quake 2 and some videos of an older Ninja Theory game called Bleeding Edge. On what I can only describe as an acid trip that has taken a turn down violent nightmare lane, the reveal was very rough, and many people called Xbox out on this technology. Forbes called it an abomination, and many Twitter fans went much worse.
Other FPS games like Overwatch also use AI in sneaky ways, like monitoring voice chats for toxic behavior using their AI tech, ToxMod, to create a family-friendly gaming experience. By filtering across 14 different languages, it's able to learn the subtle differences between "fuck yeah" and "fuck you." It also monitors the emotional reactions of other players. Sure, this could be great for preventing things like child grooming or radicalization, but what about privacy? I mean, what are they doing with all my embarrassing conversations? Trash talking is pretty common in the FPS world, but who owns all this data? According to ToxMod's parent company Modulate, all the data is encrypted and is never shared in an individual or aggregate form with any party except you and Modulate. They claim that no personal data is sold to third parties, and players can opt out of their data being used to train their AI. Sure, seems fair enough, but either way you look at it, some AI is listening to you and deciding whether you should be banned or not. It's very Black Mirror.
What's really frustrating about all these negative AI use cases is that we've also seen AI used as a tool to help these indie developers realize their dreams, some knowing it would not be possible without it.
You see, what is truly scary about AI is that it allows big companies to abuse it and hide from the consequences. The growth of generative AI in the last few years has been staggering, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. What was an obvious seven-hand, weird-eyed, jumbled mess of Will Smith eating spaghetti has transformed into something like Necroclaws. When looking at this image again, it's easy to notice the extra fingers and oddities associated with AI. But if you're casually looking on your phone, you never notice. All you'd see is a new Black Ops zombie event and move on. And these companies know that.
It's hard to call AI just a tool, because a tool is meant to allow for human creativity to shine. But with how AI is being used by bigger corporations, it is instead diminishing the roles of many developers, voice actors, writers, and sometimes outright replacing them. And the worst part is that many of these AI tools are being created for that very reason. It's not meant to help build your creativity, but give an easy and cheap answer to hard work. So, is AI ruining gaming? Well, until we can limit AI's use in big companies to undermine talented people, I'm leaning to a big old yeah.
And I'm leaning towards a no. AI is a tool that's helped so many people, and to generalize AI when larger companies should be held responsible is just not right.
You're crazy. What are you talking about?
Gaslighting.
Taylor agrees with me.
What is that? AI sucks. AI sucks. AI sucks.
Guys, come on. We know it's complicated. Why don't we settle this with the podcast? Welcome to the podcast. We're gonna see a lot of protests and strikes. Careful, it's on YouTube.
Yeah. Wait, sorry, I take it back. Oh wait, no, it's on Patreon.
Oh yeah.
We're fine. Google sucks.
So, what do you think? Is AI ruining gaming? Are you excited to have deep philosophical chats with NPC bartenders? Will you be able to just give AI prompts and have it spit out the games we want to play? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And be sure to join our free Patreon for uncut, extended content that wasn't made by AI, we promise. If you think companies using AI is bad, how about using child labor and stealing mods? We looked into an even more blatant form of IP theft in this episode of Game Frame. So stick around and frame on, gamers. Frame on, gamers. Frame on, gamers. Frame on, gamers.
There it is.